Hi guys, welcome back to the Graphics Guy channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. So like today we're going looking at 2010 axonometric. So I'm going to draw the plan of this here. Now I'm going to draw this close enough to the left hand side, because when you project up here nothing goes outside of this point. So nothing goes to the left of that corner. So I'm going to keep this well to the left hand side of the sheet. I'm going to draw the plan and then we'll set up the corner of our room and our front view there, or side view, whichever way you want to think about it. So let's get started. So the size of this 50, 80, 120. So it's 120, and above here it's radius 35, which means this is 70. So 120 by 70. So we want our 45 degree set square. So this is going to be 70 . So I'll just step off my distances here that I want 20 and 15 and 50, I think, and 15 and 20. So there's our top view. Now, the flat bit up on top here is 36, so you've got to be able to link the top view and the front view here for pulling measurements. So that's 36, and that's a 20 squared in the middle. So, and what else do we know? Okay, so that's up 40. Well, that doesn't matter for the time being. So all we need is 36, and that's 20 by 20. So I'm going to get the center line here, which would be on 35. So this would be our center line. So I'll put that light. So we want 36 would be 18 to the left, 18 to the right. So there's our flat raised surface running up there, and I want to come in 20, in. So the next thing then is in 10, and it's 20 there, and it's 10 to each side of the center then. Now, what I'm missing here now is a couple of dotted lines, and that is for the support for the support legs running underneath this. So that's what the 20, 15, 15, 20 is for, the support legs here. So I'll just take them across. So there's our top view finished. So what I would be saying to you there now, if you understand and you watched the earlier videos, it's like putting this into the corner of a room, where that's a wall, this is a wall. So if that's the corner of the room, I want to bring this up, not too far now, a small bit will do. and you need your 30 degree now. So we're putting away the 45 now for the time being, and we're going, just keep that light, 30, 30, vertical, and I'm going to extend out this one then light, and take it off down here. Now where do you put that? Anywhere to the right of this is fine, just a tiny bit to the right of that is fine. So, and we want to take that off down here now at 15 degrees downwards. That's the ground, and 15 degrees sloping in. I'm not going to make this too heavy now. So we're now ready. So that's like the floor, that's the wall, and we're now going to draw in this here. So I want to do the radius 35 circle for starters. So I'm going to be coming in 35. And that's going to be the center line for our tank. So I'll just grab a compass. Now if this was N35, set my compass off that, and that's up 35, so that should give us so I'll just draw that light enough there for the time being. Now looking at that then, from it's 40 up to the surface here of that flat surface, 40 above the center, and it's 36 wide, which is 18 to either side. So we'll do that next. So that's 40 above here, which basically means it's 5 above there. So I'm going to put on just a flat light line here, and we want 36, I want 18 to the left and 18 to the right, and I also want on top of that then 20. So I'll just mark that while I'm here. So these just come down. So now I can do a bit of heavying in here now. So the support legs is coming down. I'm going back up over at the other side, so I can heavy these in. And now that square top there, then just a little square prism on top here. Now that sticks up 10, I believe. So just checking here, yeah, that goes up 10 for this here, and we'll be getting started then on actually projecting the 3D. So I'll just mark that up 10. So you've got to get, you know, used to just operating with the 45 and the 30 on top of it here. So right, and the last thing I'll do there now, I guess, is, oh my god, okay, sorry guys, I just realized that was out of shot there now, so I'll just talk you through the next part here. So that's the corner of our room. So I just came up and picked a random spot here, 30 degrees, 30 degrees vertical. and anywhere then to the right of the top view, you can just tiny bit to the right, just put your 15-degree line then out down here. So that's 15 degrees and 15 degrees down and 15 degrees sloping out a little bit like that. And what I did was I came out 35, up 35, drew that circle, come up 40 then, and that's 18 to the left and 18 to the right. So that's our flat surface along the top, and then that's 10 to the left and 10 to the right and 10 up. So that's the, looking in here from the end view, that's going to be our circle and the raised platform here and the cap, or the prism here then for filling the tank. So that's all of this done, and I just need to heavy in properly now this circle. And we're ready to get started. Now this is one question, and often it's awful important to figure out what's the best way to go about it. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw the circle at the end here first. Now I know it's not a full circle, but that's what I am going to do. So, and another thing now that people often get caught up on here is like, here's the left, here's the right, and here's the M for middle. So middle and left and right. And that's going to be useful to us now when we're doing that, because when I bring up the middle here and I project down, so that's that midpoint on the ground. Here is the center point of that circle, and I don't actually need the top of it here really, so I could bring that down if I wanted, but I won't need it, so I won't bother maybe bringing that down. But we're going to draw most of this circle. Do you know what? I will, because some of you there might not be used to doing these. So that would be, I'm going to call that T for the top of the circle. Now as I said, we don't need it, but let's bring it anyway. And now the left and right then. So I'm going to just project up here. Here's the left hand side. And I want to bring down this point here then that's on the left hand side. And here's the right hand side. And I'll just bring up the right hand side here. Now you'll find there then, and I'll just put a colour on this now because it's going to help us. Let me think. I might go with red. Now this is going to help you make sense. Now I wouldn't be doing this in the tuner shirt, but if I put a red line across here, that is that red line there. Now we're going to be using that in a big way. So now we want to take some points. So what I'm just going to do here now is I'm just going to pick parallel to the side, so they're vertical. I'm going to call them my point ones, and I'm going to take 1, 1 and 2, 2. Now I put that coinciding with this, and you'll see why now in a second. So where does that cross the center line? So one crosses the center line here. So I'm going to put a vertical line here, and the lower end of it is there, upper end of it is here. So that's my 2.1s. Now the 0.2s are next. So where's across the red line? It's here on the red line. Vertical. And 2. And 2. So I could now, no problem whatsoever, go along and draw half of that tank like that, and we can just go off and do the other side. Now I'm going to want to do something kind of similar at the other side, in fact the exact same really. I want to pick these are 0.3s, and I'm going to call these 0.4s. So again, where do they cross the red line, or just the diameter line across there? So just mark that down, vertical line. Here is 3 at the bottom. Now you'll notice I don't project every line. Here's 3 at the top. And then where does 4 cross the center line? So vertical. So here's the lower end, and there's the upper end of 4. And that allows me now to finish off. Well, I drew that now all the way to the top, and I shouldn't have, because I only wanted from 3 on in, so I only actually wanted it from there. I'm going to have to rub that out the other side now. So I need to just remove, rub out here that bit, because from 0.2 on, you'll see this now when I do it, it goes vertically up here as far as there. So I'll just heavy that in, you'll see what I mean. And the same over at the other side, it goes vertically. So that's going to give me that edge running along there. Now it wouldn't be a big deal to draw all the circle and just rub it out again. It's not a big deal at all. So that there now is the end of our tank done. And what I think I would do then there is, what you could do is, at the right hand side, if I brought up this point here, that is the end back here. Now what I could do now if I wanted is, I'm going to just take some random lines here. Now the entire length of the tank, now I could project it, but I think this is quicker. If I measure there, that is the length of the tank. So I can mark along any of these lines now. All of these are going to be points on the curve. And that's the line. So I can draw the back of the curve now, because that is the vertical surface here. that runs across at 30 degrees there. Now that's going to be coming in here, but I'm not going to heavy this in a while now, and I'll show you why. Because I want to put that rectangular square thing here next. So I will project that down. Here's the near edge. So it's going to be between starting at that dot, finishing at this dot, and here is the height. So I'll draw in there now. That's the end surface of it. And that goes across here then at 30 degrees, as far as I can bring it up from here if I want. I could project it down from either side there really. So this is our square prism sitting on top. So I wasn't sure would I see all of the line along the back without drawing that first, so it's easier to just make sure rather than rubbing it out. So there we go. So now I'm going to heavy in the rest of this. For me there, it's very close to being in line with it. Maybe, you know, it might be a mil below or a mil above or whatever, but, you know. So I'm now going to heavy in the back of this. I'm going to take an extra point here. Now if I wanted to put in extra lines here, I could. If there was somewhere there that you felt you didn't have enough points, you could just put in an extra line. So here is our curve down the back. So that is a lot of the tank done. Now I'm going to do the legs where the legs are on the ground next. So that's, if I just move that in close there for a second, I want to get where the legs are sitting on the ground at the end first. So they are down from here and up from there. So here, so I'm just lining up with there. So that's the first one. And now they are going to come up vertically then to this center line running back here, and that's going to, so I'm going to see that is going to be coming back here. Here's the far back part of it. So I'm going to have a curve coming down here now, and this is coming in along here and disappearing, and I'll do the back leg there now next. So that is on the ground, vertical up to the center line here, vertical up to the center line there, heavy that in, take that back until it disappears in underneath the tank. So now the next thing we just need now is that curve here and that curve there where that intersects the tank. I'll just show you, I'll just zoom that in on that. And that's this little curve here and that little curve there. Now, a quick way of getting them again is if you just take, this is the distance here at the top. So what I will do there, I'll just zoom in on this here for you, is I might just take a few random, one or two random lines back here will do me. So it's going to be there on that one, there on this one, and here on this one. So that's going to give me a curve that's kind of going just like this. And I need to do the same then back at the back as well. So I can extend these. So I'll just extend those lines back light. And we can do similar for the back one, because if that curve begins back here, so as I drop down, I'm just marking these on each line. And I now just want to heavy in there what's left of the side of the tank. So there's a few heavy parts then to the side of the tank. So now there is our tank drawn, and that is it. That is it. I'm going to just heavy in here the planes as well, because I just think that helps people to understand it. So we can't see that there now, but here is one wall, here would be the floor, and here would be the other wall. And there's our tank. So yeah, that there now was tricky enough, yeah, difficult enough now. Just the legs made that awkward enough there now on that. So it's a good question to practice with. Best of luck with that.